It's been a hard season for us.
It's been a hard season. It's so easy to beat yourself up.
You are not a machine.
Yeah.
You are also not your business, right?
I feel like a machine until all of a sudden I don't. I'm like, oh shoot.
Don't quit, because no season lasts forever.
What do you do when life is absolutely kicking you in the face and you're like, how am I supposed to run a business at the same time?
What do you do when life gets hard and you still have to run your business? That is what we were talking about today.
That's the question.
That is the question.
That's the
what
question.
What do you do?
What do you do when life sucks?
What do you do when life blows?
What do you do when life is absolutely kicking you in the face and you're like, how am I supposed to run a business at the same time? Oh my goodness, would it be nice to just wake up and be an employee for a week?
Yes.
Get to just go to work and do nothing.
PTO.
Or just get to go to work and just kind of like, just going to hang out at the water station all day and like not really do much, you know?
Yep.
Because so many people can do that. They can just cruise, not us.
Well, and not most businesses, right?
Not us.
Probably not
you guys. We know you guys. You're out there grinding. You're just like us. What do you do when life sucks? And you've got things to do. You've got revenue to make. Maybe you've got people on your team. You've got payroll to pay.
Galleries to deliver.
Yeah, you've got like 4 weddings you got to edit. You know, you've got that email sitting there for like the 3rd revision a client wants, and you're like, oh my gosh, that life is just really kicking me down right now. What do you do? Well, we're here to talk about this, and we're talking about this because life can kind of suck for you and I too sometimes.
Yeah, it's been a hard season for us.
It's been a hard season.
Yeah. So it's been tough. So I'm excited to jump into this topic. But before we do that, we have some exciting things we want to shout out first.
Yes.
Get the vibe up
We're gonna
before
bring the mood
we bring it down.
Yeah. But anyways, before we share some awesome wins, just real quick, this episode is going to be awesome because we're going to really share some vulnerable stuff about what's going on in our lives. Some really practical things that we do to help get through hard seasons.
Yeah.
I've been in business since 2014. You've been in business since 2015. Of course, we've had really hard seasons in life, and we've been running our businesses for over a decade. So we've just learned a thing or two and done some things well, done some things wrong when it comes to like, how do you actually manage in the balance of owning a business while in a hard season? So stay tuned. We're going to jump on into that. It's going to be awesome. But yeah. We got some really, really great wins to shout out this week. So these are exciting. These are really, really fun wins. So Cole and Alex, shout out to Cole and Alex from Edmonton, Alberta, wedding photographers, filmmakers, and they do brand stuff. Cole also does brand stuff, just photo and video. They just hit a $20,000 a month. And Cole's exact words were this right here. You ready for this? Cole says,
we're ready for it.
That's another win. Hold on a second. Cole says this. So my accounting software is telling me we just cracked a $20,000 a month in June. Literally crazy. Before the mastermind in March, I honestly thought that we were a long way off from that being a reality. And that was only March. It was only a couple months ago. So shout out to you, Cole and Alex, killer team. They're also just like the best people. They're so awesome.
Yes.
Shout out to them. That's a huge win. We also, this is huge. Luelle, shout out to Luelle from Toronto. Canadians are crushing this week. Luelle from Toronto also shoots weddings, also shoots in the brand space, also does photo and video. Shout out to you, Luelle. Luelle just cracked her second 20K month in a row. And she says this month was 27,000. Which is
crazy.
Insane. So, Luelle, you're having a party over there in Toronto. We're cheering for you. Congratulations. And then this is a really great one, too. Andy just locked in a new retainer at $1,650 per month. He's super stoked about it. And that's always great when people lock in a new retainer. So, congrats to you, Andy. Andy is also from Canada. So
the Canadians are really winning
today.
This week.
We got 3 Canadian wins.
Let's go.
Yeah, again, lots of wins this week in the community, in the Creativ Rise Mastermind community. We just picked a couple that we thought would be fun to shout out. But okay, let's jump into the hard stuff. So what do you do, Christy, when life kind of sucks?
Yeah.
Take us into why life can suck.
Well, and yeah, as Joey said, we've been in this since 2014, 2015. So life has both been good and bad. I would like to also start with this is everyone always seems to start a business when they have a lot of margin in their life. Right? I know that was the same for me. I was like, recently had graduated, had all this time on my hands. And I was like, you know what sounds great? Starting a business. Because it is hard work and you do need some margin to be able to start things. And so I remember starting my business when life just felt pretty like chill. And throughout the last 10 plus years, I've had a lot of seasons where life has felt like a lot of margin and you can really scale things up and you can go super hard. And then there's been seasons of life that's been hard and it has not been as much margin, and you do feel squeezed and you do feel pressure, you feel burnt out, or all of those things. And specifically this last year for Joey and I, will be vulnerable, has been really hard. We had pregnancy loss at the beginning of the year. We had some
back in December last year.
In December,
lost a baby.
Yeah, this last year. And we also have had a lot of like medical stuff this year that's been really hard and taxing and just overall just difficult. Like it's been it's been a paradox. We've had a lot of really amazing highs this year, and like the Creativ Rise community has been at like such amazing heights this year of like just connection and fun and people getting amazing wins like we just talked about. And it's been so fulfilling for us.
Yeah, and work also, outside of Creativ Rise.
I was going to say, and also our agency is also booming, and it's been really cool. We've had like the coolest projects over the last 6 to 12 months, and we've been really busy, which is good, but also when your life is lifing, which life has been lifing for us, sometimes your business can be a really amazing distraction and can be really, really good for you. And I think it is healthy to be working even amidst life being really hard. But there are some days or some months or some weeks where you just go, this is too much. Like I actually cannot do everything that I used to do this month or this week or whatever it is. And you feel sometimes, at least I've felt this way, really guilty or feel really burnt out or feel like, what the heck do I do when I have to lean on myself because I'm the one running this business, or we're the ones running this business, and yet we're going through like a storm.
Yeah.
And how do you actually operate your business? So we have trial and errored this whole situation over the last decade, and we've come up with 4 things that we do when life starts lifing, but you still have to run your business. That is really, really helpful and actually helps get you through that season in a way that's not just like grind it out, you know?
And this is practical. We're doing these this week.
Literally.
I mean, just a little bit more vulnerable stuff like Monday. This is later in the week. Monday, I don't know what the time you're listening to this podcast, but last Monday for us was literally the due date for the daughter that we were hoping to be, welcoming into this world this week, which is not happening, right? And that's devastating. And there's lots to grief. There's lots to grieve, and there's just a ton of grief around that. So this is like practical stuff we're doing right now. This is not like,
this is not like, 6 months ago when I had a little bit of my car died.
Yeah.
I was stressed.
This is like sharing in the trenches type stuff. Like we are in, as you said, life is like difficult for us right now, and we're in it. So these are a couple things that we've had to come back to that we know you guys listen to the podcast. We don't have kids of our own running around yet, but like some of you guys are parents. Some of you guys have lost parents in this past year. Some of you guys have lost, some friends. Some of you have had hard health stuff happen. Some of you,
or you've had amazing things happen. Like you did have a new baby, or you did buy a house and you're in the process of moving, or you're doing these things that feel exciting, but it's personal life is taking up a lot of space in your whole life.
Lots of margin.
So your business is getting edged out. And what do you do when you deal with the stress of that?
Yeah.
So we're really excited to chat about these things, and we're just going to volley back and forth through these things because, again, they're personal to us, and I think that they've been really helpful to us. And so hopefully they'll be helpful to you as well. But the very first one, Joey, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, my favorite one's the last one. So make sure you stick around for the last one. But the very first one, like very simply, is you have to be kind to yourself. It's so easy to beat yourself up, and be kind to yourself sounds so like shallow, but it's a little bit deeper than that. When you have little margin for work because personal life is either hectic, chaotic, painful, whatever it looks like, it's taking up a lot of your margin. You just don't have a lot of time and margin for business. It's so easy to get down on yourself and be like, gosh, I'm falling behind, or I had a great couple of months where I was breaking revenue ceilings, and now I'm falling back into what I was doing last year. Oh my gosh. And you can start to just beat yourself up, And so the first one is just be kind to yourself.
This last Sunday, we were walking into a coffee shop we hadn't been to, and Joey's ordering a coffee, and I was standing off to the side, and they had a little water dispenser, and there was literally a sign on the water dispenser, and I loved it. I took a photo of it. It said, grab some water. Remember, it's like you're a house plant, except you need water and some sunshine. Oh, no, sorry. You need water, sunshine. Well, how was it? Wait, I can pull it up.
This is it. It said humans are basically just plants.
Yes.
All you need is a little bit more sunshine, drink your water, and get some sleep.
Well, and it said you're basically a houseplant, but with more complicated emotions.
Yeah, so it's more complicated. Yes, that's what it said. Yeah.
Sorry, we just butchered that, but I loved that because I was like, it is true. You are not a machine.
Yeah.
You are also not your business, right?
I feel like a machine until all of a sudden I don't. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yes, and I
can grind for like months and months and months, and then sometimes it just you hit a wall and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
You start to beat yourself up.
And sometimes you feel like, man, I'm winning, and then other times you feel like, man, it feels like I'm losing. And this is where you have to remember, you are not a machine. You're also not a houseplant. You are a human being. And sometimes there are going to be times that you need a little more freedom. I think about this too. A lot of people start their own businesses, and we started our own businesses because we wanted freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like you want freedom to be able to create the income that you want. You want the freedom to be able to pursue your dreams. But I think another like leg of that is you want the freedom to be able to step out when you need to. And so this is the time, right? Like when you are in a tough time, that is the time where you get to lean on the fact that your business is giving you freedom. So I would just say the first one is always just be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. And this one, number 2 is actually my favorite. Number 4 is Joey's favorite, but this one's number 2 is my favorite. So the first one is be kind to yourself. The second one is don't quit because no season lasts forever. This one is like, this hits me so hard every time. When I was little, my dad would always repeat this to me over and over and over again. And even as an adult, he does the exact same thing. He says, don't make decisions when you're down. Don't make permanent decisions when you're in a temporary emotion.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is so good because it is true. No season lasts forever. And you might feel like, well, this one's sticking around a little longer than I thought it would, but no season lasts forever. It often moves through, and then all of a sudden you'll realize in a week or a month or maybe 6 months later, you're in a completely different season. So don't make permanent decisions when you are in a temporary season. And this is something that I wish I could tell myself in the past for certain things, but maybe you don't need to stop. You just need to slow down. So instead of going, I'm going to quit, this is super hard, or this isn't working, or I'm feeling burnt out. A lot of people, especially want to talk to a lot of like the wedding people who are in the midst of the craziness. And they're
especially right now.
Especially right now.
They're feeling it.
Every busy wedding photographer is like, you know what? I think this is it for me. Like, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I feel like all my creative juices are gone. I'm not good at this anymore, or I don't want to do this anymore. And they quit. Or they really contemplate quitting and stop pushing forward their business. And I would say, maybe instead of quitting, we just need to slow down. Like whatever it is, maybe just pull back a little bit, give yourself some breathing room so that when you're in your next season, when you're back to feeling re-energized, are you going to regret quitting? Or are you going to actually be thankful you just slowed down? So different seasons require different scoreboards. So this is also like the guilt thing. So for the person that constantly puts pressure on themselves to make everything happen all the time, if it's a different season, it's a different scoreboard. So in one season, success may look like you just signed 4 new clients, or you just did X revenue, or you pushed forward and redid your website and your socials and all these different things. But sometimes it really is just, hey, it's a different season, so there's a different scoreboard. Success is going to look different in a hard season, and you just actually have to accept that, and also accept that it's not forever, that you actually can move into a different season eventually, and that, don't quit because no season lasts forever. There's some things that I wish I would have done differently when I was full-time wedding photography for like a long time. And then I shifted full-time into the commercial space. And if I could go back, I would have gone, instead of like quitting that side of my business.
Like a smoker quitting smoking. You were just like, all right, done.
I literally was like, I'm done. We're turning off the lights. Now.
You just like all of a sudden one day shut it down. No more inquiries.
And I'm really glad I made that transition. However, if I was to go back, I wouldn't have quit. I would have slowed it down. So I would have been like, hey, I'm only taking XYZ, keep it running.
Yeah.
And that way, you know, when I do have the desire to like be doing more of that, I can. So I'll
Which
just
you
say,
have, and you've gotten back into it. And it's like, I shouldn't have shut off the
and I shouldn't have shut that off. Yeah, exactly. So don't quit because no season lasts forever.
So the first two, be kind to yourself and don't quit because no season lasts forever. Those are more like mental encouragements. The second two that we're going to talk about, these are much more like tactical and actionable. I said my favorite one was the last one. It's actually this one. So it's make sure you understand that like a season of stress, if you are in a, oh shoot, I own a business and my life sucks right now, or it feels chaotic, stressful, health diagnosis, family member dies, whatever it is. It's hard to run your business. Use the constraints to actually focus you in. This is one of the best things when people do this well. They look back on seasons. Anytime we've gone through a season like that, and we're in one right now, we're going to look back on what we do in the next couple of weeks and go, wow, we had less margin than we normally do, but we allowed that to focus us on what became most important rather than just, oh, everything's important.
Yeah.
And so the seasons where you have little margin, little energy to run your business, maybe even little encouragement or hope to run your business, those seasons force you to take the limited time you have and get really narrowed in on, well, if I don't have 40 hours this week and I only have 15, what are the one or two things I have to do that are most important? And you narrow in on that, which is really great.
Yeah.
So when you have 40 hours a week, it's really easy to be like, we fall into this all the time. Oh, well, everything's important. I got to get to everything. And, you can get a couple months into that cycle and be like, oh, what have I actually gotten done? Because you're just kind of picking at whatever comes up. You're reacting, where when you have much, much less time, you actually have to like get super proactive about what you're working on. So we're just going to list a couple things. If you're listening and you're like, I feel like I'm in this season right now, I'm with you guys, life's hectic. We're going to list off a couple like emotions or feelings, and then you guys can hear us and kind of walk with us as we point you in the right direction of like, here's this singular thing you need to focus on. So if revenue feels down, if money feels tight, and you're like, life is also lifing. I feel like life is hard right now. I don't have a ton of time for my business, but I have to continue to run it. If revenue is down, what should the key number one focus on that they should use the constraints of time to actually focus them in on?
Yeah, lead generation, 100%. What is the tap that you can go and turn on and know you can get a client? Whether that's, hey, you're really strong on socials, that's where your ideal client's coming from, or if it's running some paid ads, or if it's reaching out all to your past network and how do I get you pitching. Whatever the lead generation system is, focus only on that. Like, now is not the time to like completely redo your bio on your website. Like, yes, some of those things can be important, but again, if you only have like 10 hours, 5 hours a week to really be focusing on your business, do the thing that causes the change of where the pain point is. Yes, if you don't have enough revenue, we're focusing on lead gen. We're ignoring everything else.
Simple.
Yeah.
Okay, if life is lifing, you got to run a business and you're like, I feel super overwhelmed. I've only got 10 hours to work on my business this week, but like, I don't even know where to start because I have so many things to do. I'm completely overwhelmed with my capacity of stuff I got to do. What do they focus on?
Outsourcing, figuring out how do I either automate things so that it's easier for you to be able to get the bulk of the majority done, to be able to deliver, or is it hiring a new team member? Is it bringing on someone temporarily? Is it hiring someone off Fiverr? Is it hiring your next door neighbor? Is it hiring a friend, VA, something like that can help take some things off of your plate? Even if it's helpful, write down a full list of tasks that have to be done. Again, not the like nice to haves, but the have tos, and go, does this label them? Is it me? Like, it has to be me. It could be me, or it shouldn't be me, right? And the bottom two, you should be outsourcing in a season of chaos. So,
Last feeling, I'm feeling like I'm not doing a good enough job, and I'm really stressed because of that. But I don't have a ton of time because life is lifing. What's the focus?
Ooh, if you don't feel like you're doing a good job.
It's delivery. You got to focus on delivery.
Oh, with clients.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant like, I feel like I'm not doing a good job as a business owner.
Okay, you're not delivering on time. You're not communicating super well. If that is a problem in your business, it's not a revenue problem. It's not an outsourcing problem. It's simply like the product is falling apart.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You're not able to deliver weddings at the quality you want. You're not, deliver them on time. Maybe in the brand world, the same thing.
Yes.
you've got to focus on delivery.
You have to.
All of your focus should
even
go
if
into
it means
how do I make my product better?
Even if it means you're like turning off some lead generation right now because you can't take on more clients. If you can't service the clients you currently have, you have a duty to them above everything else. And so take care of the people who have hired you first, and then move on to these other things and figure out how you need support in order to be able to deliver is huge, because life is lifing, and not when your personal life's hard, but life really starts to life when you have angry clients.
Yes, which
we
sucks.
don't want that.
So that's use the constraint to actually help narrow you in and focus to really deliver well. Last one, super easy, super obvious, but seek support.
Yes.
How many phone calls do you think we've made this week as life has been challenging for us? Like business is like normal, but man, life has been challenging.
Yes.
I've been on the phone with like 3 different people this morning. We've been seeing friends. We've been calling people that we do a lot of business stuff with.
Yeah.
Just good people that are in our corner that get it, that own their own businesses. I mean, a ton. We've been doing that a ton.
The biggest hack of life that you just don't learn. You learn it when you're a kid, and then you learn to not use it until you're old enough to be wise enough to use it again, is asking for help.
Yeah.
So ask for help. Seek support. And that's the last one. Seek support. It's how do you get help when it comes to when life is lifing and you really can't do it? Whether it's personal stuff, obviously, like Joey and I have a therapist that we love, and like that has been so helpful.
She's
so
epic.
If you are someone that's like, life is lifing and it feels like I'm cracking under the pressure, please, please, please seek help. And it's not a shameful thing. Secondly, having amazing friends that you can open up with. I was a very private person, like literally for so long. And now I just feel like I tell everyone everything. And honestly, you get through things so much faster. Sometimes a 5-minute conversation can save you hours of heartache. So open up to the people that are safe people for you. And then on the business side, seek support. Like we said, what are things that you can outsource? What are the things that you can call on for some help? Can you give your VA more additional hours? Who can help you? Who can step in to even temporarily get you through a hard season so that you don't have to quit, you don't drop the ball, you don't lose your business, but that you can actually get through some really tough stuff without it really shaking the boat in a massive, massive way. Yeah. Because if you are just in a hard season, like you really can't go it alone. We always talk about, you want to talk about the challenge level thing? We always talk about that, and I love it.
In life, you can, everyone's got a challenge level you cannot control.
Yeah.
So as your challenge level goes up, everyone also has a support level, which you can control. But a lot of times, people's challenge level goes up because we can't control that. But if we don't also match and increase our level of support in that season, the gap between, let's say your challenges are here and your support's down here, the gap between that is destructive stress. Your dad talks about this all the time.
Yeah.
Great
Shout out,
lesson.
Ray.
Shout him out. And so the goal is in seasons of like high stress, it's like, great, how do I make sure if my stress goes way up because I can't control that, what can I control? I can control the support I have around me. So how do I dial in, get a ton more support?
Yeah.
Which is really important. So for us, that's been people, right? It's always been people. And it's always going to continue to be. And we love getting to do that for creatives as well.
Yeah.
One of the incredibly underrated things about what we get to do here at Creativ Rise, if you're new here, so glad you're here. For the last 7 years, started in March of 2019, we started a program called the Creativ Rise Mastermind. At the time, we started as like a beta test on like, could the things that are helping us in our businesses, if shared, also help other creatives? March 2019, we launched that. We try it, and it works. And we're like, wow. And we've just continued to innovate on it and innovate on it and innovate on it, which has been amazing. And 7 years later, we have this beautiful community of people called the Creativ Rise Mastermind, where people are building 6-figure businesses. We mentioned this earlier on in the podcast, but like every week someone's hitting their first 10K or 20K month, 30K months. I mean, just amazing stuff, quitting their jobs. We got a win from someone who said this, shout out Dylan Parr. Dylan just said the other day, he was like, yo, my win is this week getting to just turn down jobs because I don't have to take them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to take jobs I do not want to take. And I'm like, that is amazing. So the Creativ Rise Mastermind has been incredible. And it's one of my favorite things and wildly underrated that we get to do is we get to be on calls with people when they are breaking down. Mm-hmm. Hey, this just happened in life, or this just happened in the business, and I just do not know how I'm going to move forward.
Well, and I even want to like shout out Amber. She was on the podcast last year, who we shouted out as a win earlier this year, where she's like, I already made all of last year's revenue in this year so far. I already
7
surpassed
months.
that in 7 months. And she's like, and that's even crazy because I had quadrupled my income the last year after the mastermind. But she talked about how she was contemplating quitting her business before she jumped in.
Yeah, right before she joined the mastermind.
It truly is like, man, you guys, like if you're trying to do stuff alone, like that's great, but you don't get a medal for doing it alone, right? And there is so much power that comes into getting support, and not only just like, oh, the camaraderie that you get, but yeah, like what is it actually worth it to you to invest in your business in that way in order to be able to go and just have an incredible time. So yeah.
So if you're new around here, you've been around here for a while, we do have a really, really exciting announcement you are going to hear a lot more about in the next couple of weeks. It is the most exciting thing that we have done in the last 7 years around Creativ Rise. Some changes that are coming to some stuff that's just wildly exciting. And a lot of it you guys have been asking for a long time. So can't wait to talk about that. But the good news is that the Creativ Rise Mastermind is opening up for enrollment again at the end of August 26th.
August 26th,
and
everybody.
it has been completely closed for the last 5 months. So if you have wanted to work with Christy and I, us get our hands in your business. If you're a wedding, photographer, filmmaker, you're in the brand space, photo, video, you're a social media manager, a content creator doing UGC, we have been not available to do so. We've just had the podcast for you to consume, which is great. And we aim to make these as valuable as possible, but there's no feedback loop here. You're just listening to us. The mastermind is not only giving you the structures, the systems, all the frameworks that we use and hundreds of other creatives have used to hit their first 6-figure years and continue to do so, but we actually get to give you feedback on how it applies to you personally, which is the best part. So that is relaunching for enrollment coming up in August, which we're so jacked about. So how do you get into that? Well, we're only going to be taking 10 people in August, which is the smallest amount we've ever taken before. And we've got some awesome reasons for why. You're going to hear about that as we get closer to that date. But 10 people, and we already have a wait list of like 100 people?
No, more than that.
More than that?
Yeah,
so I say that to say,
big.
get on the wait list if you are interested in that. Get on the wait list. Go to creativrise.com. The wait list is going to give you first access to the application, which is incredibly important because we're only taking 10 people this time. And you also need to make sure that when you get on the wait list, you're going to get a free course right away. Take that course while you wait. Get some value. It's called the Sales Call Formula. It's going to teach you how to get way better at sales calls, which I love. So I'm a big fan of that. That alone can help you make a ton of money even prior to the mastermind starting, if it can help you close even one next deal because you get way better at sales. So anyways, I'm really excited about that. You're going to hear a lot about that later. Link in the description if you want to join the waitlist for the mastermind. You can go to the website, see everything we're going to teach you and what we're going to be walking you through. It's going to be really great. I'm super excited about that.
We'd love to be in your corner.
We'd love to be in your corner. That's the gist of it. But guys, whatever season you're in, whether it's a high season, a low season, a middle season, whether it's a season like Christy and I are going through right now, whatever you might be dealing with, these 4 things we talked about today can be super helpful for you. So just to read them one more time and we'll wrap up with this. Very important. Be kind to yourself. Do not quit because no season lasts forever. Seasons are like weather. They blow through, right? Use the constraint of time to actually focus you in on what is most important to the business right now. You'll be super thankful for it once you get through that season. And last but not least, seek the right support. Get people in your corner. Get around people who get it. Get around people who see a more hopeful future for where you could be than you're able to currently see right now. And get in a corner with people that are just willing to go through the mud with you and see you through the other side. Nothing beats that. So anyways, guys, we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for being here.